Hello students, today we are going to see about physical properties of phenol, alcohol and ether. In case of physical properties of this phenol, alcohol, ether, that is nothing but two properties we are going to see here in detail. Solubility and boiling point of this phenol, alcohol and ether. Both these property mainly depends upon the hydrogen bonding. So let us focus on first hydrogen bonding here. Hydrogen bonding is nothing but it is a weak electrostatic force of attraction. That is, we are going to see here first hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is nothing but it is weak electrostatic force. This is nothing but electrostatic force of attraction. It is a electrostatic force of attraction between the molecules or within the molecules. So there are actually two types of hydrogen bonding. These hydrogen bondings are of two types depending upon the type of that hydrogen bonding, whether it present within the molecule or between the two molecules. So there are two types of hydrogen bonding. First is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. And another is there, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So what is meant by intra and what is meant by intermolecular hydrogen bonding? Intra is nothing but hydrogen bonding within the molecule. So within the single molecule itself, if it is having weak electrostatic force of attraction, then it is called as intramolecular. And inter means between this is nothing but between two different molecules. This is between two different molecules. So for example, we can see here these for example intramolecular. So orthonitrophenol, or we can say salicylic acid. In case of these two shows intramolecular hydrogen bonding. If I write the structure of this benzene ring, when it is attached to this is OH, and here it will have hydrogen bonding. This is NO2. So it is orthonitrophenol. And in case of salicylic acid is nothing but it is 2-hydroxy or orthohydroxy benzoic acid. So this is a salicylic acid structure. If we see a complete structure, there will be a hydrogen bonding. In case of salicylic acid, it will have this hydrogen bonding between the more electronegative atom and hydrogen. Electropositive atom is hydrogen here. So it will have a hydrogen bonding with these two dotted whatever I have mentioned here. This is a hydrogen bond here. So this is hydrogen bonding. This type of hydrogen bonding we call it as intramolecular. Within the salicylic acid molecule, it is having hydrogen bonding. Here it is a more electronegative atom, oxygen, and this is electropositive. So actually electrostatic force between the electronegative atom and electropositive, that is called as hydrogen bonding. So when it is possible, when there are electronegative elements or electronegative atoms like this fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, if these are present in organic compound, along with this if there is a hydrogen, then this is possible. This is a necessary condition that it should have most electronegative atoms like this fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. Along with that hydrogen, it must have hydrogen, and that it will have this weak electrostatic attraction, that is electrostatic force of attraction, that is nothing but hydrogen bonding. There are two types of hydrogen bonding, intramolecular, intermolecular. These two examples shows intramolecular hydrogen bonding. In case of this orthonitrophenol here, so here double bonded oxygen and this is a single bond. So here it will have positive charge on nitrogen because of 4 bonds, and this will have minus charge, and these two will have hydrogen bonding. So this shows here hydrogen bonding here between the hydrogen of this OH group and oxygen of this nitro group will have this hydrogen bonding. So these two examples are intramolecular hydrogen bonding. What is meant by intermolecular hydrogen bonding is nothing but, for example, water. If we take water, formula is H2O. So two water molecules here, they will have hydrogen bonding here with oxygen of another water molecule. So this is between the two molecules. This water molecule is different, this water molecule is different. Between the two water molecule, this is having hydrogen bonding. So this type of hydrogen bonding we call it as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Another example we can take ammonia. So I told fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, this type of hydrogen fluoride. So HF, it is hydrogen fluoride. It will show a hydrogen bonding like HF, another HF molecule here, and this will show here hydrogen bonding between this fluorine electronegative, this is most electronegative, and this is electropositive, and between this it will have a force of attraction, electrostatic force of attraction, and this bond is called as hydrogen bonding. And this hydrogen bonding is intermolecular between the two molecules. This is called as intermolecular. These two are example of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This salicylic acid, that is also called as orthohydroxybenzoic acid. Orthohydroxybenzoic acid or 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. This is orthonitrophenol or 2-nitrophenol. These are having hydrogen bond molecule, so it is called as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Whereas water, hydrogen fluoride or ammonia, for example NH3, so usually we write this way, it will have a lone pair at the top. So another ammonia molecule here will have H, and this is electronegative, so it will have hydrogen bonding between these two, and this hydrogen bonding is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Similar way alcohols also ROH. So here this hydrogen will have intermolecular hydrogen bonding with another alcohol molecule. Similarly this hydrogen again it may have hydrogen bonding with this. So like this it is having here hydrogen bonding. So here it is having this hydrogen bonding. So in case of alcohol it is having intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So this is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So this is alcohol. So we can see alcohol, this hydrogen fluoride or ammonia, NH3, then water. These 4 examples are of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, whereas this orthonitrophenol, salicylic acid, they are intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So before going to learn about the solubility or boiling point, we must know about this hydrogen bonding. This formation of hydrogen bonding, because of this hydrogen bonding, water is in the liquid state. So this hydrogen bonding is very important when we go for this solubility or boiling point. So that all in detail we are going to see now in the solubility of phenol, alcohol and ether, as well as boiling point of phenol, alcohol and ether. Now first property, that is the solubility in water. Solubility of this alcohol, phenol and ether in water we are going to see here. In case of solubility of these alcohols, for example, when we take alcohol, it is first member of alcohol is methanol, then it is ethanol CH3 CH2OH, CH3 CH2 CH2OH, it is propanol. If we increase the number of CH2 group, so we call it as homologous series. When the two successive member differs with this CH2 unit, this is a homologous series of alcohol, and this is we call it as butanol. In case of methanol, ethanol, propanol or butanol, here there is an increase in the number of carbon chain. So usually solubility of alcohols in water, here general formula we call it as ROH. So in case of ROH, this OH group, it is hydrophilic. This is hydrophilic, means water loving group. This is a hydrophilic group or hydrophilic part, whereas this R carbon chain is hydrophobic. So this is a hydrophobic part of a alcohol. So when there is a OH group, number of OH group increases, solubility of that will increase in the water, whereas number of R group, that is number of carbon atoms, that is carbon chain, increases, then the solubility decreases in water as there is a increase in the hydrophobic part of the alcohol chain. So here solubility, it goes on decreases from this simpler alcohol, that is first member methanol to butanol, as the number of this hydrophobic carbon chain, here it is 1 carbon, here it is 2 carbon, 3 carbon, so 4 carbon. So number of carbon chain, that is hydrophobic part, that is carbon chain, it increases, so solubility decreases here. So methanol is highly soluble, this is highly soluble, whereas this is just soluble. And when we go to higher number of alkane containing alcohol, solubility decreases and it becomes insoluble. So this is about the solubility of alcohol in a water. In case of glucose, see, so there will be question in our mind that glucose is nothing but C6H12O6. So glucose, it contains number of carbons are 6, even though it is highly soluble in water. Why it is highly soluble in water? Because there are number of hydrophilic groups are more. If we write a structure of glucose, so it is having this aldehyde functional group, and if I write here Fischer structure of this glucose, so look at the structure of this glucose molecule. So it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 hydrogens, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oxygens. So in case of this, there are total OH groups are more here. See, look at this here, OH groups. So there are total 5 OH groups. So as the number of hydrophilic group increases, the solubility of that compound will increase. So in case of sucrose, so when we add a sugar to a water, it is soluble. Why it is soluble? Because sugar molecular formula is C12H22 and O11. This is a sucrose. Why sucrose is soluble? Because it is having total 8 OH groups. So it contains 8 OH groups. So as the number of hydrophilic group increases, solubility of that particular alcohol increases. If the carbon chain increases, that is hydrophobic. Here all these are having monohydroxy group, but carbon chain here it is more, means increased. Here it is 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon. So as the carbon chain increases, solubility decreases. So this we should know about the solubility of alcohol. So in case of phenol, solubility of phenol, so phenols are insoluble in water because of the large hydrophobic group. So in case of phenol here, phenol is having this hydrophobic group is larger in size as compared to this hydrophilic group. OH is hydrophilic group, but this is a large hydrophobic group. So phenol is insoluble. It is insoluble in water. Phenol is insoluble in water because of the large hydrophobic group. Here it is insoluble. But if you heat it in hot water, phenol is slightly soluble or partially soluble in hot water because of the hydrophilic group. So hydrophilic, this is OH group, it is hydrophilic. Even when we heat it, it is slightly soluble, not completely, slightly, but usually phenol we call it as it is insoluble in water because of the large hydrophobic group. In case of ether, another reason is there, these are soluble because of hydrogen bonding, because alcohols usually they form hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. So when we take this water molecule and to this, it will form interhydrogen bonding with this, and because of that it is easily soluble in the water molecule. These are the alcohol group, that is in R is any group. If I take the CH3 it is methanol, if I take C2H5 it is ethanol. So this alcohol and this is water. Because of the formation of hydrogen bonding, intermolecular hydrogen bonding, alcohols are easily soluble in water. Another reason is this hydrogen bond formation for the solubility of this alcohols. In case of solubility of this ether, if we take ether, it is not having a free hydrogen. If I write the general formula of ether, it is there is no hydrogen here, free hydrogen in case of ether. So ether hydrogen is not available, free hydrogen for hydrogen bonding, and because of that it will not form a hydrogen, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So if I write ether molecule here, another ether molecule, so there is hydrogen bonding is not possible here. So because of the unavailability of free hydrogen atom, so solubility, these are not soluble so easily in a water molecule. They will not form a hydrogen bonding like this, like alcohol with water molecule, and because of that they are insoluble. Ethers are completely insoluble. Ethers are insoluble in water. When we mix this ether into a water, if I take a beaker and if I mix here ether and water, so we will get a two distinct layer here completely. This is like water layer, and ether, because of the less density, it will come at the top, and we can get here two distinct layers here. This will be ether layer and this will be a water here. So it is insoluble. Ethers are insoluble in water. So if we look at these, phenols and ethers are insoluble in water, whereas alcohols are soluble in water. But alcohol solubility at lower members of alcohol, that is having small carbon chain alcohols, are highly soluble as compared to a larger hydrophobic part containing alcohols. So now we are going to see about the next property, that is boiling point. Boiling point. So boiling point of this phenol, alcohol and ether, when a temperature at which liquid is converted into a gas, that temperature we call it as boiling point. So another definition for boiling point is a temperature at which vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to atmospheric pressure. That temperature we call it as boiling point. A temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure, and that temperature we call it as boiling point. So boiling point, it depends upon the again intermolecular force. So in case of a liquid, intermolecular force of a liquid, intermolecular force for example, if A is a molecule here, so A, when we arrange this in a definite order and definite shape, when they are having close to each other, intermolecular force is very small, where intermolecular here distance is very small, then this will present in the solid. So we know the solid, and if the intermolecular force is little distance when they are having, then it will have a liquid state. But when there are far, intermolecular force is weak, they are very far from each other, then here we call it as gas. So when we convert this into this at a that temperature we call it as boiling point. So here, when here we take this liquid in a beaker, and when we heat this, it will be converted into gas, means we are decreasing the intermolecular force, and they will go away from each other molecules, and it will be converted into a gas. Means intermolecular, this distance is more, then it will be in the gaseous state. So here in case of this ethanol alcohol example, I will take ethanol here, that is C2H5OH. So C2H5OH, when actually its boiling point is 78 degrees centigrade, whereas ether CH3OCH3, it is having boiling point 40 degree. Why this is so? Because ether and this alcohol both are functional isomers of each other. They are functional isomers. Look at its molecular weight or molecular formula. Both are having C2H6O formula. That is, molecular formula is same, but they are having different function. Here it is OH functional group, here it is ether. So they are functional isomers of each other. So molar mass of both of these, molar mass is same for dimethyl ether and ethanol. Both are having same molar mass because molecular formula is same, but they are having different boiling point. Why they are having different boiling point? Because here in case of alcohol, that is ethanol, hydrogen bonding is possible here. Hydrogen bonding is possible. Ethanol will have hydrogen bonding, but ether doesn't have hydrogen bonding. Here hydrogen bonding is not possible, as there is no free hydrogen. As there is no free hydrogen here, because of that hydrogen bonding is not possible. So to break hydrogen bond, we required more energy, or that more energy means we have to supply more temperature, and because of that larger temperature, boiling point increases here. So hydrogen, and even in case of branched alcohol, so if we look at the CH2OH, C2H5OH or C3H7OH, so as we go from higher member here, boiling point increases. Boiling point increases as the number of carbon chain increases, and because of that there is a increase in the surface area. Increase in the surface area. So due to increase in the surface area, and because of the increase in the carbon chain, boiling point of here increases from methanol to higher alcohol series. And same way, as a branched increases, so another this one is there, branched carbon chain containing alcohols will have less boiling point as compared to the linear. In case of linear, surface area will be more, and in case of branched chain, there will be, it is easily we can break them, and because of that boiling point will be less for the branched carbon chain. So this we should know in case of alcohol, that is boiling point of alcohol here. And next thing, in case of ether there is no hydrogen bonding, so boiling point of ether is less as compared to the boiling point of alcohol, as compared to ether and alcohol, which contain same molecular mass containing ether and alcohol. Usually ethers will have less boiling point and alcohols will have higher boiling point, that too because of the hydrogen bonding here. Here one more thing, boiling point is directly proportional to molar mass. As molar mass increases, boiling point also increases. So here there is an increase in the molar mass, because of that boiling point here increases. In case of phenol, so phenol here they will have hydrogen bonding here, between interhydrogen bonding between the two phenol molecules here like this. So because of this, again it may have this hydrogen bonding. So because of the hydrogen bonding, usually phenols are having higher boiling point as compared to their hydrocarbons and haloarenes. So boiling point of phenol are much higher than the hydrocarbons. Similar hydrocarbons means phenols are having high boiling point. Phenols are having high boiling point than hydrocarbon and haloarenes of comparable molar mass. So phenol which are having similar molar mass like of hydrocarbons and haloarenes, which are having similar to phenol molar mass, usually comparable molar mass, due to hydrogen bonding, here phenols will have higher boiling point as compared to their hydrocarbons and haloarenes. Hydrocarbons and haloarenes which are having comparable molar mass like phenol, but they will have less boiling point as compared to the phenol, because phenol are having high boiling point due to the hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen bonding is not possible in case of hydrocarbons and even haloarenes. Here it will form this delta negative, delta positive, delta negative, delta positive. Similarly, it is delta positive, delta negative. So this is a weak electrostatic force of attraction that we call it as hydrogen bonding, and between the two molecules it is there. So it is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So this is about the solubility and boiling point, that is the physical properties of alcohol, phenol and ether here.